Have you ever wondered why year after year, without fail, you go through life with the same goals? Yet, every year, you attain none of them? It's not just you. Let me help you to uncover the 6 things that may be preventing you from reaching your goals and actually changing your life. These are the 6 mildly uncomfortable things that I did to change my life and what you need to do to change yours. Number 1, love yourself, and not from the superficial perspective that we all see too often. Love yourself enough to want the best for you. Love yourself enough to not lie about your reality. Love yourself enough to recognize when you're at fault. Love yourself enough to take action in your life instead of playing the victim. This is difficult because it's easy for us to pick apart what other people are doing wrong. But it's much harder for us to see our own faults. And when we do see them, it stings too much to address it. And not addressing your faults leaves you blind to them. If you're blind to them, they're not a problem to you. If they're not a problem to you, then why change? You have to assess the life you have now, why it is the way it is, good or bad, and figure out what steps are necessary to create a better path for yourself, which leads me to the next step. Number 2, take accountability. More often than not, the space where we end up has more to do with our choices than any other set of circumstances. Even when we have a significant disadvantage, it's always up to us to pray and to seek guidance to change our environment. So often we complain about our circumstances without ever really doing much to change them. We may scapegoat someone else or point out all the ways we were wrong or mistreated, but none of those things matter in the grand scheme. And sometimes your resolution may be, I won't allow anyone to take advantage of me this year. That still places us in complete victimhood. It says, people are always doing things to me and I have to stop it, which is a great observation, but it places some responsibility on others. A more effective way to take accountability in this type of situation is to state what the problem is. I have a tendency to want to be liked by everyone, and I don't set proper boundaries. This year, I intend to love myself more and carry myself as though I do, so that it will be reflected to others, and they will understand what I require and what I will and will not accept. Major difference. Another example is if you plan to lose 20 pounds by the end of the year. If all you state is, this year I will lose 20 pounds, you're not taking the accountability into consideration. Now we dig a little deeper. What has caused me to be in a position where I feel the need to lose 20 pounds? Is it a recent pregnancy? Is it something that I've been wanting to do for years? If so, what have I done in the past to actually guarantee that change for myself? What am I doing that is preventing the weight from being able to come off? Maybe you revisit this and conclude that you're not eating properly and you have not worked out or have a plan to move your body regularly. Your revamped resolution may look like, this year I will treat my body with respect. I will take care to fuel and maintain it in a way that will allow me to live a healthier life. Again, this is focusing on taking accountability for where you are and addressing how to change it, as opposed to just stating that you're going to make this grand change without ever listing a plan of action. Taking accountability allows us to improve and self-reflect in a way that leads to change behavior and willingness to change other aspects of ourselves so as to improve and move forward. If you're ready to give up on your resolutions, go back to them and see where you can add more accountability for yourself. Number 3, address laziness, whether mental or physical. Many of us don't set out to do the things that we want to do because we stop ourselves with our own laziness. While rest is great and essential, some of us rest too much. So much so that no action is taken. We sleep in until the last minute, not allowing any space or extra time for planning and executing before we start our day. Then every few months, we wonder why we have not advanced or witnessed any real progress. Understand that there's a difference between finding yourself busy with tasks and actually getting things done. You don't want to become busy and just fill your day with things to do. Rather, you want to become strategic about how to improve your quality of life. Instead of creating a to do list of random things that need to be done, create a daily routine that is based on what you want to change. If you want to improve your health, establish a routine around packing lunch for yourself before leaving the house and focus on getting a walk or a workout in each morning before you start your day. Actually, take the time to plan this out so you can incorporate it daily. What we do on a daily basis is what causes our lives to change. Number 4, scale the goals down. Make micro changes. We are not designed to be successful by dramatic forces of change. We're more likely to stick to change that doesn't feel like change, or small changes over time. Using the same weight loss example, if we tell ourselves we will lose 20 pounds, we'll find it easier to believe that it'll never happen before we can think of ways to make it a reality. So, of course, we start by taking accountability, addressing the laziness, then we scale this goal. 20 pounds for the year is 1 to 2 pounds per month. Surely I can focus on losing 1 pound by making lifestyle corrections. I can start by just drinking more glasses of water each day. Then maybe I can drink a full glass of water before each meal to prevent overconsumption. Then I focus on a type of food to add, perhaps just one smoothie each morning. Then I remove something. Maybe I start to limit my sugar intake. Then I start to get encouraged to take walks daily, starting with 10 minutes a day. As time progresses, I'm at 30 minutes per day. These are all small and measurable changes backed by accountability and effort, not just words. By scaling your goals back, you take what would otherwise be too large of a goal and you break it down into bite-sized, doable portions. Creating and sticking to these micro habits will lead to change you want to see without having to exert so much energy into measuring the large goals. This is an easy way to turn your goals into action steps so that you can actually achieve them. Step 5, make your own goals, not someone else's. This is simply because if it's not personal and not what you really want, you will not pursue it. So while it may be trendy to start a business, if it's not within your purpose or tugging at your heart, you won't be moved enough to take action. And as a result, you will not make progress. And you'll think you're failing, but really you're just not trying because you're not interested. Maybe you just want to read more or write more. Maybe you want to go on a walk daily, consistently. Whatever the end goal, it has to be yours in order for you to care enough to take action. Number 6, seek God for His help and to make sure what you're doing lines up with His will. This one is actually the most important in my opinion. When we talk about being able to do all things through Christ, it's not just about attaining riches and success beyond measure. It's actually about trusting God to help us to do those hard things like commit to change, to remain disciplined, even when the things He is calling us to do are not what we necessarily would want to do naturally. Taking these steps has allowed me to go from a mundane and uneventful life to one that has direction and purpose. Hopefully these tips helped you, and I'll see you in the next video.